Hi all, I am Anuradha Pathak and today we will be discussing two important topics, menstrual cycle and placentation. So let's begin with menstrual cycle. The word menstrual itself is derived from a Latin word menses meaning month, and that itself is related to a Greek word meaning moon. Cycle, that is something that is repeated. Moon has a monthly cycle of 28 days, and you can see here the diagram. And the female primates, monkeys, apes, human beings, we have a reproductive cycle of 28 days. That is an average thing. Okay. So what menstruation is? It is the normal vaginal bleeding that occurs as a part of female monthly cycle. And that bleeding is repeated at an average of 28 to 29 days. So the menstrual cycle is the cycle of events that start from one menstruation till the next. At an average, the cycle is of 28 days as I told you, but it may vary in female to female from 21 to 35 days. Okay, now when a female gets this menses for the first time in early adolescence as a part of puberty, that event is called menarche. Now menstruation has started, the cycle has started, and it will last till an event called menopause, in which there is pause in the menses that occurs around 45 to 50 years of age. And you know, puberty is around 12 13 years of age. In between them, there is normal reproductive life, in which every month the menstruation is repeated, right? Until and unless there is pregnancy or some disease, some stressful event that may hamper with the cycle. Clear? Okay. So the monthly cycle in females hmm, has is divided into two main important events. There are two highly synchronized cycles. One is ovarian cycle and other is uterine cycle. If I say ovarian cycle, there are two main events. There are two main phases, follicular phase and luteal phase. If I say uterine cycle, there are three main phases, menses, then proliferative phase, and then secretory phase. It's not secretary, it's secretory phase. Huh? Okay. The follicular phase of ovarian cycle overlaps. It coincides with menses plus proliferative phase of uterine cycle. And luteal phase coincides with the secretory phase of uterine cycle. So, before ovulation there is follicular phase, and after ovulation there is luteal phase of ovarian cycle. Follicular we can say pre-ovulatory as it occurs before ovulation. Luteal we can say post-ovulatory as it occurs after ovulation. If I say uterine endometrium, menses plus proliferative phase is equal to follicular phase and secretory phase overlaps with luteal phase. We will study them one by one. Okay. So, one more thing, in your NCRT it is said that follicular phase is equal to proliferative phase. No. You can see here, from here itself follicle is growing. So, follicular is menses plus proliferative, but you follow NCRT for NEET. Okay. Major events of menstrual cycle. In your book, they have combined the uterine and ovarian cycle, so we will also study them in combined form, right? So if I say uterine phase, you can see menstrual phase, that is the beginning, then proliferative phase, okay, then ovulation occurs, and after that there is secretory phase. Menstruation and proliferative phase, I told you, follicular phase of ovarian cycle. Secretory phase I told you, luteal phase of ovarian cycle. So let's study with the follicular phase. Clear? Follicular, the name itself suggests there is growth of follicles. So primary follicles of ovary grow to become fully mature Graafian follicle, and definitely under the effect of a hormone called follicle stimulating hormone. Okay, it's not just primary. Before that, there is primordial follicle. Primordial changes into primary, that changes into secondary, that changes into tertiary, and finally you have Graafian follicle. Multiple follicles start to grow. Multiple primordial follicles start to grow, but only one of them grows as Graafian follicle. Others degenerate, and we call the event follicular atresia. Clear? One out of many secondary follicles, one is selected tertiary follicle. Clear? So others have grown, and this tertiary follicle mature into Graafian follicle. Clear? Because we want only and only one ovum. Sometimes two ovum can mature and you can get unidentical twins. Clear? And yes, if I say one follicle will mature, it's not one from this ovary and one from this ovary. No, one together from both the ovaries. Clear? Okay. Then only one baby is there. Okay. Then if I say follicular phase of ovarian cycle, it was overlapping with menses plus proliferative phase of endometrium. So see, menses, what exactly menstrual phase is? In this, we see menstrual phase flow occurs through the vagina for 3 to 5 days. What exactly menstrual flow is? The endometrium, that is innermost layer of the uterus. This endometrium is made up of two layers, basal layer and functional layer. The functional layer is the one that sheds off during the menstruation. It's not the basal layer that is lost. So this shedding of the endometrium layer occurs. There is breakdown of the blood vessels that are in it. So blood comes out from this. There are glands in this layer. You can see these glands, right? These glands are there. From them secretion comes out, and definitely the cells of the endometrium. All these comes out through the vagina as a liquid. Why does it fall off? Before that, we should know why it was so developed. This endometrium was developed to receive the baby, for the development of the baby. If there is no fertilization, this will fall off. Yeah. So menstruation will occur only if released ovum is not fertilized. If fertilization occurs, there will be no menstruation. In fact, endometrium will grow more and will form the red carpet for the baby. Clear? Okay. How much blood is lost in one cycle? That is 30 to 40 milliliters. Suppose there is lack of menstruation. Just before some time I told you that if pregnancy means if pregnancy is there, there is no menstruation. That is the most important physiological cause of lack of menstruation. This lack of menstruation is known as amenorrhea, A for absent. Clear? So pregnancy is the most important physiological cause. Some person can be in stress or maybe having some poor health, some disease that can also lead to lack of menstruation. Okay. So after menses, there is proliferative phase, which is not equal to follicular phase. Clear? Okay. So in proliferative phase, the endometrium that was shed during menstrual phase, this endometrium will grow again. Functional layer was shed off. Functional layer of endometrium will grow again from the basal layer. So what will happen? They see the blood vessels will grow. You can see here these blood vessels will grow. The glands will grow, and you can see this is growing. Clear? The layer is growing again in the hope. Okay, this month maybe baby will come. Yeah, but suppose this month also baby won't come, then again next month it will shed off. Oh yo. Okay, now see, all these things, all these events are happening under the effect of hormones. Just start from the master blaster, hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. From the hypothalamus, a hormone is released called gonadotropin releasing hormone that acts on the anterior pituitary. And what anterior pituitary will produce? The pituitary gland will release luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. These hormones are gonadotropins and they will act on ovary. What ovary will release? Estrogen. This is the hormonal axis. How ovary released estrogen? Luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone stimulated the growth of ovarian follicles. When the follicles grow, the granulosa cells or follicular cells, which are surrounded by theca cells, they grow. So theca cells, follicular cells, all of them grow. And actually this is the theca cell which produce a hormone called androstenedione. Yes, theca cells produce it. Follicular cells release the enzyme to convert this androstenedione into estrogen, estradiol. 17 beta estradiol. Okay, anyways, so this is estradiol. Estrogen is there. Clear? Now, when the number of follicular cells increase, theca cells increase. When follicles grow, number of cells increase. So more and more estrogen is there. Estrogen increases. When estrogen increases, there will be more and more proliferation of endometrium. Understood? Okay. When lot of estrogen is there, this will give positive feedback signal to the pituitary, and pituitary will release more and more LH and FSH, and that will lead to the next event, that is ovulation. Because there will be LH surge. What is this? In the middle of the cycle there is increase, there is peak of the hormone LH and there is LH surge. Three hormones are high at the time of ovulation: LH, FSH and estrogen. Clear? Suddenly after ovulation, what happens? Lot of granulosa cells are lost. See, you can see lot of granulosa cells also come out along with the female gamete. So number of cells decrease in the follicle, estrogen level falls. Clear? Okay. Estrogen falls and there is also fall in LH and FSH levels. Clear? So let's study the ovulation. Anyways, I've told you that what happens. See this beautiful diagram. This is ovary. From the surface of ovary, Graafian follicle coming. And what is this? Fluid female gamete, that is secondary oocyte is here. It's not the final female gamete. We will study these things in oogenesis. Clear? Okay. So secondary oocyte is there surrounded by granulosa cells and there is fluid of the Graafian follicle. Okay. We have studied this LH surge and all ovulation. So ovulation occurred due to increase in the hormone LH. Clear? In the middle of the cycle. Now comes the second half of the cycle, that is luteal phase if I say ovarian cycle, and secretory phase if as far as endometrium is concerned. Clear? So what happens? The remnants, the remaining portion of the Graafian follicle converts into a yellow body called corpus luteum, and we say luteal cycle. Luteum means yellow. This yellow body will start producing more and more progesterone. The granulosa cells will make lot of progesterone Clear? Estrogen will also be produced, progesterone will also be produced. Earlier they were only producing more estrogen, now they will also produce more progesterone. And there will be peak in the progesterone. How this second peak in estrogen comes? Actually, suppose there is not no need to suppose, right? There is actually growth of Graafian follicle for few days, and when the follicle grows, again more estrogen is released and along with progesterone. Clear? Until and unless you come to know that there is no pregnancy. When there is no fertilization, then corpus luteum will degenerate into a white structure called corpus albicans. Corpus means body. Albicans here is white body. When this degenerates, estrogen, progesterone levels fall. Clear? When these levels fall, you know what will happen? Endometrium will degenerate. Okay. I told you the changes in the ovarian cycle in luteal phase. Which phase? Luteal phase. What happens in endometrium? What are the uterine events that happen? Due to the progesterone, there is secretory changes in the endometrium. What is secretory change? Progesterone leads to, what does this progesterone do? Secretory changes in endometrium. What are secretory changes? The glands become more coiled, uterine glands become more coiled, the arteries become spiral, the cells here grow well, the glands which become more coiled, the cells are filled with nutrients, for example glycogen. Clear? One more thing, you know, oral contraceptive pills which contain both estrogen and progesterone, then also periods come here. If a female is taking hormones together, right, then also periods are coming. How? If both hormones are taken together, right, for many days, that's your homework. Actually, this progesterone acts on estrogen primed endometrium. If both estrogen and progesterone are given together, this progesterone cannot do the magic. So progesterone can do the magic only on estrogen primed endometrium. It means if estrogen is left alone, okay, let me do the work first on the endometrium, then progesterone will do. If estrogen alone has not done the job, progesterone can't do. Understood? So secretory changes will be there in the progesterone, in the endometrium, which is primed by estrogen. So who brings about proliferative changes? Estrogen. Who brings about secretory changes? Progesterone. Proliferative changes? Estrogen. Secretory changes? Progesterone. Secretory changes? Progesterone. Clear? Okay. Just a minute. So we've studied these things. So this progesterone and estrogen, all these things, you know, they are important for the maintenance of endometrium. They are important for the maintenance of endometrium. Clear? Suppose I told you there is no fertilization. So corpus luteum degenerates. Corpus luteum degenerate means the source of estrogen and progesterone gone. Their level fall. Simply the backup to the endometrium gone. Endometrium degenerates. And next bleeding starts. Clear? Next menses, next cycle starts. Clear? Next cycle begins. But suppose there is pregnancy. Will corpus luteum degenerate? No. It will grow more. It will become corpus luteum of pregnancy. The endometrium will not shed off. It will grow up. Clear? And it will become the red carpet for the new life. Clear? Okay. This was the luteal phase, and we can say secretory phase. Okay. And one more thing, every event of menstrual cycle will stop. There will be no menstruation during pregnancy. Okay, one more thing. I told you, if there is pregnancy, then corpus luteum will not degenerate. It will grow more. How? The implanted utero, the implanted baby embryo will send us hormone, a signal called human chorionic gonadotropin, clear? And that gives signal to the corpus luteum. Okay, mama, I am here. Please send estrogen and progesterone to maintain the endometrium. And if lot of estrogen and progesterone is there in the blood, then what will happen? This will give negative feedback signal to pituitary and endometrium from the ovary. Lot of estrogen progesterone coming, this will give negative signal to the hypothalamus and pituitary. No GnRH, no LH, no FSH. Okay, till the time placenta is formed, it is corpus luteum which produces estrogen progesterone. After once placenta is formed, then this is placenta which will make the estrogen and progesterone. They will also give negative signal to the hypothalamus and pituitary. No LH, no FSH, right? Because no GnRH. Everything stopped. Everything stopped in pregnancy. Clear? Because if GnRH will be there, LH, FSH will come, more follicles will be stimulated, there will be ovulation, and we don't want any ovum right now because the uterus is already, body is already having a new baby. Clear? We don't want any more right now. We have to take care of that. And even after delivery, when the female will be exclusively breastfeeding, then also the prolactin hormone will be there, and that will also give negative signal to the hypothalamus and the pituitary. Clear? That we will study later. And there will be no events of the menstrual cycle because the female has to take care of the baby which is already there, not know any new baby right now. Clear? Okay, then comes the next topic. Yeah, I hope you understood menstrual cycle. Then comes the next topic, placentation. What placentation is? This is arrangement of ovules within the ovary. There are many types. It can be marginal, it can be axial, it can be parietal, it can be basal, it can be central or free central. We will study them one by one. Marginal is seen in family Fabaceae, axial in Solanaceae, Liliaceae, parietal in Brassicaceae, Cucurbitaceae, Papaveraceae, basal in Asteraceae, central or free central in Dianthus or Primrose. These things you can see. We will explain them. So, if I say marginal, then the placenta forms a ridge, a line along the ventral suture of the ovary. Suture is this joint. Clear? This is suppose dorsal, this is ventral. So you have seen a pea pod. You have seen pea pod, you have eaten peas, right? You open it, clear? And you see a line here. See, this one is placenta. Here you can see, this is placenta. Clear? On the placenta, ovules are arranged. Okay, this is not actually ovule, this is seed. We have just taken this for understanding because you know this is ovule which will mature into seed. So we will correlate with fruits so that we can understand them better. Okay, and this is not ovary, this is fruit. Clear? Ovary develops into fruit, you know, and ovules develop into seed. Clear? Okay, and there are two rows, one on this side, one on this side. You can see the two rows. So placenta is forming a line on the ventral suture, a ridge on the ventral suture, and both sides, this side, this side. You will see the ovules. Clear? Okay. Next comes the axial placentation. Axial means placenta is in the axis. Clear? and ovules will be arranged on this axis. But the magic is that there will be multiple chambers. Multiple chambers will also be there. So if I say, suppose I cut a cross section. So although this is axis, clear, there are multiple chambers are also formed. Clear? This is placenta, this is placenta, this is placenta. Ovules are attached here. And now I know you have eaten definitely tomato. Definitely you drink lemonade or lemon tea or lemon juice. Okay. Other example is China rose. China rose, tomato, lemon. See. Here again we will see the fruits here. This is placenta. This is placenta. This is placenta. You can see three chambers. One chamber, two chamber, three chamber here. Right. And here seeds are attached to the placenta. Again, I have told you seeds develop from ovule. Seed is not equal to ovule. Okay. And these locules or chambers you can see. Easy. Here you can see the cross section. If you cut a lemon, you'll see, okay, this is suppose placenta. There are multiple chambers. Clear? Seed is attached here and you know seed develop from ovules. Then is parietal placentation. Ovules will develop on parietal, periphery, inner wall of the ovary. If this is the cross section, here. For example, mustard, argemone, papaveraceae, and cucumber. Okay, argemone mexicana. Okay, I see. I have taken this image from a plant nearby. Okay, this is the ovary and these are the ovules. Clear? You can see here. This is the flower. This is the gynoecium. And if you open the ovary, you will see the ovules. So you can see they are on the periphery. Clear? If I say mustard, here you can see the ovules are on the periphery. If I say cucumber, here you can see. Suppose this is placenta. Seeds are attached here and these seeds were derived from definitely ovules. Clear? So ovules are on the periphery. Clear? Ovary is one chambered, but it can become two due to formation of a false septum. But how many chambers are there in parietal placentation case? Just one. Okay. Now precentral placentation. There is a central axis. Ovules are attached to it, but there is no septa, no locules. It's not like tomato. Clear? Examples are dianthus and primrose. You can see here, this is central axis, placenta is there, and what are attached to it? Ovules. Clear? Now basal placentation. Placenta will develop on the base of the ovary. Clear? And only one ovule is attached to it. See, I have taken this image. This is the ovary of a sunflower. See the floret. Clear? This is the disc floret from the disc. This is the disc floret. And what is this? Ovule. In the ovary, on the base, placenta was there. And what is this? Ovule. So only one ovule is there attached to the placenta in the base of the ovary. Examples, sunflower, marigold. Clear? If you open the marigold, same thing you will see there. Thank you very much. Hope you understood. Thanks a lot.